Hi there, kindergarten scholars. Miss Murphy here. This is such an exciting day because we are going to do our first read aloud on distance learning. So take a second and check out my screen here. We are starting module 4 and it is called the continents. Now, continents is a big word. We're going to learn a little bit more about what the word continents means. Go ahead and say it out loud with me. Ready? The continents. Nice job. Saying it out loud is a good way to practice that word. So here's a picture of the whole world laid flat on a map. You can see lots of little cartoon drawings. This isn't like a real photograph of the world, but it shows us what shape different pieces of land are, and that's what we're going to be learning a little more about today. So we're going to start out with a really fun song that we found called the Continents Song. I'm hoping this video will give you a few clues about what continents are before we talk about it, okay? So go ahead and take a look at the Continent Song. If you start to get the chorus down, you can sing along, okay?
North America, South America, Africa, Europe, and Asia, Australia, Antarctica, 7 continents.
Back to the start again.
North America, South America, Africa, Europe, and Asia, Australia, Antarctica.
Now it's time for the verse 2 start again. Now the first thing we want to bring to this class is that a continent is a large landmass surrounded by great big bodies of water called ocean and sea. So why don't we start with North America, made of Mexico, United States, and Canada. Then we can move south past the equator to South America, where the heat is greater. And speaking of heat, the next continent is blazing is Africa, where the animals are amazing. Next is Europe, and then there's Asia. Together they're the largest landmass because they're neighbors. And we can go to Australia down under, where the Sydney Opera House is a known world wonder. And last is Antarctica, down at the bottom. The whole thing is frozen like Elsa and Anna.
North America, South America, Africa, Europe, and Asia, Australia, Antarctica, 7 continents.
Back to the start again.
North America, South America, Africa, Europe, and Asia, Australia, Antarctica.
Now it's time for us to depart again.
All right, I hope you guys liked the 7 continents song. We'll be going back to that later. But that told us a little bit about the continents, right? We learned that there are 7 continents. Now, here's another picture of a map. The word map means an image, like kind of like a picture or a drawing of the land or the sky that tells us about a place. So if we look at this map, this is a map of the whole Earth, right? The whole world. And we see the continents that we learned about in the song, right? I see North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia. So this word map is an important word for this unit. We're going to be thinking about maps as we learn about the 7 continents, right? Because maps help us learn about the 7 continents. And of course, our big word, I'll move so you can see it, continents, right? We watched a video that told us about continents. So the definition that we're going to use is continents are big pieces of land and they're separated by water. And we saw really quickly in the video that usually the water that separates continents is called the ocean. Say ocean. Some of you maybe have visited the ocean before. Here's a big ocean separating continents. We'll learn about the oceans another time, but we also learned that continents could be separated by seas as well. Those are like smaller oceans, basically. So continents are just pieces of land and they're really big, right? We live in the United States, which is part of North America. So our whole country is just part of one continent. And there are 7 whole continents. Pretty cool. We're going to do more practice with our 7 continents song in another lesson. Today, we are going to focus in on this continent called Asia. I circled it in red right here so you can check it out. Asia has a neighbor called Europe, and they're actually attached on one side. So this is a really big piece of land over here. We are going to get to read a book called Asia today to learn more about this really special continent. So put your big listening ears on. I'm going to put the pages of the book up on the slide so that you can see it really close and that you can check out the pictures. If you want to look at a picture for longer, go ahead and pause the video and take it in. No need to move through this faster than you want to. So here is our book, Asia. Inside we have a table of contents. A table of contents tells us what sections we have inside of our book. So here we have Welcome to Asia, People of Asia, Wild Weather, Amazing Animals, Wild Places. These are all different things that the book is going to teach us about. And this page helps it stay organized so that we know where to find that information if we're looking for it. For today, we're just going to read through the whole book. All right. Now, at the top here, I see something called a heading. Say heading. A heading is like a piece of text that tells us what that section is going to be about, and usually it looks different from the rest of the text. How does this heading that says Welcome to Asia stand out from the rest of the text? Any ideas? Go ahead and say them out loud, kindergarten. How does that stand out from the rest of the text? Right, you might have noticed that it's bigger than the rest. You notice that it's blue and the letters are a little bit more thick than the rest of the text. It almost looks like it's in bold. So we notice it right away when we look at this page because the heading is important and it tells us what that section is about. Nice. It says, Welcome to Asia. Asia is the largest continent. It has more than 40 countries. This picture, the caption says, the Great Wall of China is in Asia. Keep going. The largest pieces of land on Earth are continents. There are 7. Asia is the yellow continent on this map. So go ahead and put your eyes on the picture of this map over here. And you see this one in yellow is Asia, just like we looked at on our map before. Eyes back on the book. On that blue text that says, People of Asia. Most of the world's people live in Asia. Some live in busy cities. Now in this picture, go ahead and put your eyes on the picture on the left side. The caption at the bottom says, People shop at a street market in Mumbai, India. Now, we read that some people live in busy cities, and I'm noticing in this picture that market looks pretty busy. Can anybody think of a word that is the opposite of busy? Remember, opposite words are super different, like it's the most different thing. So if our word is busy, then the most different word would be, any ideas? I'm thinking about the word calm, right? Calm means like cool and like maybe nobody's around or you're just feeling really like calm and sleepy. And busy is like there's a lot of excitement, right? A lot of people moving around. Yeah, keep on going. Go ahead and put your eyes on the words. Many people work in modern factories. Most of the world's computer parts are made in Asia. Go ahead and take your eyes and put them on the picture. That caption says, workers build computer parts. That's pretty cool. These are parts that go inside a computer that give it the information it needs to work. That's super neat. All right, eyes back on the words. Other people live in villages. They grow rice on farms. Most of the world's rice is from Asia. Cool. Put your eyes on the picture. The caption here says women cleaning rice. So they're cleaning that rice so that it's good to eat. Okay, go ahead and put your eyes on that blue heading at the top. It says wild weather. Asia has monsoons. These are strong winds. In summer, monsoons bring heavy rains. So, eyes back on me. What is a monsoon? We just read a little bit about it. Can you tell me what you know now about monsoons? What are they? Lots of good ideas. Yeah, we just learned from the text that monsoons are strong winds. It's like when the wind is blowing really hard, and that in the summer, when there are monsoons, it also usually means there's a lot of heavy rain. There's a picture. It says monsoon rains in Indonesia. I see those boys are like running because they're caught in a really big rainstorm. Some parts of Asia have cold, snowy winters. The picture caption says a snowy day in Japan. Japan is one of the countries in Asia. Now, go ahead and put your eyes on this blue heading. Read along with me. It says amazing animals. Now, just based on this heading, what do you think that this section of the text is going to be about? What do you think it's going to teach us about? Oh yeah, you might be using the clues in the picture too to think about what this part might be about. I agree. I think this section of the book is going to teach us about the animals that live in Asia, right? Let's read and find out. Go ahead and put your eyes on the words. Asia has lots of rare animals. Giant pandas live in Asia. Their favorite food is bamboo. The picture caption says, a giant panda eats bamboo. Bengal tigers live in Asia's forests. Tigers are good hunters and like to swim. And there's a picture of a Bengal tiger. Wow. Go ahead and put your eyes on the blue heading. It says wild places. Asia has forests. Some have many trees. Other forests grow bamboo plants. Remember, we read a few pages back that pandas like to eat bamboo. And in the picture, the caption says bamboo plants are tall. So now we're getting a look at what those bamboo plants are that pandas like eating. Would you like to eat bamboo? I don't know if I would like to eat bamboo. Whoa. Asia has deserts. The Gobi Desert is dry. Wind blows the sand and makes dunes. And then in that picture, the caption is camels on the Gobi Desert. Now, scholars, what does this photograph of the camels and the desert teach us about the Gobi Desert in Asia? Because we read in the words that the Gobi Desert is dry and that the wind blows the sand and makes dunes. What else did you learn about it from looking at this picture? Go ahead and share your ideas. What else did you learn? Yeah, right. We learned that there are camels in the Gobi Desert. We learned that some of these dunes look really high, or maybe this is a mountain in the desert. And do you see any people or houses around? Me neither. So maybe there aren't a lot of people in the desert. Mount Everest is in Asia. It is the tallest mountain on Earth. It is one of the many things that make Asia such a unique continent. The word unique is a little bit tricky. That means that it's different from everything else. It's unique. This caption says Mount Everest is windy and cold. Wow. So we read that Mount Everest in Asia is the tallest mountain on Earth. How does this picture show us what a mountain is? How do you describe a mountain for someone who's never seen one? What does it look like? I can't hear you. Yeah, right. Maybe you tell a friend, well, it can be really rocky, it could be covered in snow, and it's really high up, right? All right, this next heading says modern marvels. The Burj Khalifa in Asia is the world's tallest building. It has 160 floors. Let's check out the top of this. Wow, that is so tall. Look how much taller it is than the buildings around it. The building took almost 6 years to build. It is made of steel, concrete, and glass. Some people live in the Burj Khalifa. Others work in the offices there. Meet a Komodo dragon. Komodo dragons are the biggest lizards in the world. They use their tongues to smell. They can use their claws to climb trees. Komodo dragons live on islands in Asia. Wow, so we see a picture of a Komodo dragon down there. I see that its tongue is out. Maybe it's trying to smell something. Would you like to meet a Komodo dragon? Would you like to pet one? It might be a little scary. Words you know. So this picture is going to remind us of some words that we saw in the text. So we have dunes, right? The sand dunes that we learned about in the desert. We saw a factory, which is a place where they make things. In this case, we learned about a factory where they make parts for computers. Mountain and tiger, this animal. Super cool. How do these two images, we've got the dunes and the mountains, how do they show us the difference between dunes and mountains? I want to hear some of your ideas. What's different about these pictures? Are dunes and mountains the same? Good ideas. Yeah, right? Maybe you could say mountains are a lot taller. They go up higher into the sky. You could say maybe dunes are usually made of sand, but mountains look like they're made of rock and stone. Great ideas. So it's cool how we're getting to use those pictures in the text to help us learn more, even more than the words are telling us sometimes. Wow. We've made it all the way through our first read of Asia. That was a pretty exciting book. And again, if you want to go back and look at some of the text again, you can go ahead and rewind this. Now we have a special treat. We're going to watch just a quick minute of a video. It's called Traditional Chinese Dance. And the piece that they're dancing is called Flowers Contend in Beauty. Wow. So China is one of the countries in Asia. So we read about a couple different countries in Asia in this book. China is another one of them. And so traditional Chinese dance is like a dance that's really important to the culture of that country in Asia. So we're going to take a look at it and see the dance that they're doing, okay? We're just going to watch a little bit of the video. Oopsies. we're going to stop the video right there. If you want to watch more of it, I can send you the rest of the video so you can check it out. It's really beautiful, right? And what's really cool about learning about the continents is that every continent has so many different countries, and all of those countries have really different, unique things about them, right? So we're going to get to learn more. Now, our question today is, what do you wonder about Asia? Remember that in school, when we practice wondering, we're asking questions to learn more, right? So when you wonder, usually you start your wonder with a question word. So I wrote down some of the things that I wondered about Asia, and I showed them here for you. Notice that my question words are in different colors so that they stand out. This question says, how many people live in Asia? I remember reading in the book that most of the people in the world live in Asia. Like Asia has the biggest population of any other continent. So I wanted to know, how many people is that? How many people live there? That's one thing I wonder. The next thing I wonder is, here's my question word, what are some foods that are popular in Asia? I'd like to learn about that. What kind of foods are popular? Now, you might be wondering really different things than me. That's okay, because you get a chance now to fill out your reading journal for the first time. So, at home, you should have a packet with your daily reading journal. If you don't have this packet at home yet, have someone in your family reach out to your teacher and let them know, because we want to be able to get this to you. If you don't have it for right now, you can just use any piece of paper and a pencil and write down what you're thinking about this book. So every read aloud, we're going to use our reading journal. And here's how it works. At the top, it says title of book. Now, what do you think we should write in there? What is this book called? You got it. Our book is called Asia. A-S-I-A. Asia. If you need a second to write this down, you can pause the video. Now that we've written our title, so we know what book we're talking about, this part says, did you like the book? Now, if you liked the book, you're going to color in or circle this thumbs up. If you didn't like the book so much, you're going to circle or color in the thumbs down, because this is your reading journal, so you get to write what you think. Now, the next part, I have a word here that says author, and down here it says illustrator. We've talked a little bit about these in our class. So an author is someone who writes the words. Fabulous. An author is responsible for the words in a book, and the illustrator makes what part of the book? An illustrator makes the pictures. Fabulous. Now, in this book, Asia, what I noticed is that I don't actually see like drawings. I noticed that these pictures in the book are actually photographs that someone took. So did anybody illustrate this book? Did anybody draw the pictures? No. Nope. So we don't have an illustrator today, but our author is Rebecca Hirsch. It's really tiny on the book, so I wrote it in here already for you to see. If you need a second to copy that down, you can pause the video so that you can write in your author. Great job, kindergarten. Now, we get to write and draw about what we wonder about in the book. So down here, it says, I wonder, and then you've got lots of lines to write in what you wonder about. Now, it's good to practice using your question words when you wonder, right? If you don't have a wonder that starts with a question word, that's okay. But let's try to use a question word to ask a question that we have about Asia, right? Because there's a lot that we learned, but there's also a lot more left that we don't know yet about Asia. And you're going to draw yourself a nice little picture to show what you're wondering, right? Like when Miss Murphy did this, I used this picture to show like how many people live in Asia. And I used a picture of food to say, what are some foods that are popular? You're going to do the same thing. You can draw your pictures over here about something that you wondered, or even something that you just found interesting in the book or something you liked. Okay, so that's your reading journal for today. When you're done, have somebody at home take a picture of your reading journal and text it to your teacher, because we'd love to see what you wrote about, and we want to see if you liked the book and what types of things you were wondering. Okay, so go ahead and have somebody send that in if you can. And that is all for our read aloud today. It was so great to read with you. Thank you for coming, and we're going to have another read aloud soon this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and good luck with the rest of your day of distance learning. See you, kindergarten.